Okay, so I want to talk about something that not too many people talk about, and it's misplaced anger. You can go your whole life with the traumas that you've endured throughout your life. And if you don't address any of them, or if you don't do your healing or your shadow work, and you just kind of push it deep down inside, eventually it's going to manifest outward, whether it be through situations that brings certain things up and trigger you, or it be other people that you come in contact with that bring certain things up and trigger you. All of it is a cycle, and you go through these cycles till you learn the lesson. Sometimes people don't learn the lesson at all, which sucks. And sometimes when it comes to you setting your boundaries down, let's say for myself, for example, I stepped away from almost my entire family, my friends, everybody, you name it. And it's not because I thought I was better than anybody. It's not because I thought that they weren't deserving of even having me around. It's because the way that they were acting towards me, the way that they were treating me, the way that they believed that I should be a certain way, their expectations of me, or their beliefs about me, or their views on me were not aligning with who I was, were not aligning with what I wanted in my life and my healing journey and wanting to better myself and be a better version of myself. None of that was aligning. So if a person from your past expects you to be one way and you've done a lot of changing, sometimes you hear that. They'll be like, "You've really changed." And it may not even be a positive compliment. It's just them stating the obvious, and they're not happy with that because they themselves are not comfortable with change. So clearly, they're going to voice to you that they're not okay with that, or just kind of be a little bit rude about the comment or whatever. But in my experience, a lot of people that I have set boundaries with, or that I have distanced myself with, ended up turning very mad and bitter and cold, more so than they were before. And all that rage and all the anger, not just from me stepping away, because logically, if you think about it, if another human being besides yourself decides to step away from you, or get their space, or do their healing, or whatever the reason, it is not a good enough reason to hate them or be angry at them for it. They are simply doing what's best for them, and it's really not a good reason to be mad at a person. So all that, let's say your family members, for example, all that hate and that rage and that animosity and everything that's built up over time that they didn't even address, okay? Think of them being like canisters. They're all holding their own certain volume or level of anger and rage that they've never even spoke about, they've never even addressed. All that misplaced anger, like a spray can, gets aimed at a specific person, a target, so to speak, um, and it gets shot out at that one individual for whatever reason. So let's say me stepping away. Okay, at first maybe they were a little bit shocked or whatever, but now it's turned into like a form of rage and anger, and it's kind of directed at one individual. They could just simply go on about their own lives, just as I'm going on about mine. And yeah, I make videos and stuff, but I try to keep it as um, like without adding names or anything like that, like anonymous, so to speak, because it's my life and the things that I've experienced. I'm allowed to share those experiences with other people to help other people that are going through similar circumstances. And I don't see a problem with that. And if anybody's triggered by that, those that maybe I have spoken about but I've not named, and they're watching me but they refuse to contact or talk to me like an adult, but they have no problem stalking. Because why? What is it, the one lady, she's like, why talk when you can stalk, right? Obsessively watching a person day in and day out, and watching them progress, and just getting more and more furious and more angry at them just for existing, just for breathing. That's not a good reason to dislike a person. And the moment they do something that you feel like you can, that they can hold that over your head. Let's say I sent a card to my grandmother, and I sent a few other things to give her the messages that I try to get across to her that I wouldn't normally regular be able to do. And calling wouldn't have been a good idea because I know how that would have went due to my previous experience in calling and talking to her. Reasoning is not working with my past family, and so I realized that the only way to get a message across was through sending something through the post. Now, that individual, my grandmother, she was very, very upset by it, but it wasn't so much what I sent, it was more so what it triggered up in her that she hasn't addressed. And instead of speaking to me or calling me or anything like that, because she doesn't want to do that, right? She sent my own mother and one of my aunts to leave nasty messages on my phone and stuff like that on her behalf. Now, she's done this like a lot her entire life. When it comes to getting her hands dirty, she doesn't necessarily do anything. She gets other people to do it for her, whether it be starting some kind of drama, or if she's not happy about something going a certain way, she will get other people to do it for her. And I'm not even judging that, but the fact that she sent two people after me, their responses, the way that they acted. Meanwhile, this same individual, my grandmother, would tear them a new asshole without even thinking twice. They would cut them up. She would cut them up to their face without even thinking, insult them, have them feeling completely insecure. And again, there's a lot of misplaced anger there. I know the one time I walked into the room, my aunt just got there, and the first thing my Nona said to my aunt instead of hello was making fun of her hair. And my aunt was really upset. She's like, I'm standing right here, so I can imagine she's dealt with that her entire fucking life. Has she addressed it? No, because she's scared shitless to even mention it to her own mother. Same with my mother. They're all afraid to confront their own mother, the matriarch. They're afraid to even speak in a certain tone of voice to her. And that's their fucking problem, not mine, if you ask me. But the problem with misplaced anger is this happens on a regular basis, not just to myself, but to other people as well, where you will come across certain individuals and you'll trigger them in a certain way, especially if you're talking about something personal, or if they start sharing something personal with you and they literally decide to lose their shit. They literally take all that anger, all that rage, all that regression, anything that's pushed deep down inside them, and now you've become the proverbial fucking target. Now you become the one they unleash it all. It's like unleashing the Kraken. Everything they can possibly project onto you and push towards you, and using the excuse in whichever way that you triggered them in some aspect, they will project it onto you. And I'm pretty sure when I was a teenager, I experienced this myself, and I was actually guilty of doing this myself. As a teenager, I didn't know any better, and I forgive myself for those days. But as grown adults, unfortunately, too, they still have yet to do some of their healing. And so when you trigger them in some way, they will take all that anger and rage that they haven't even acknowledged, and now you are the target. You're the one that they're coming after. All that misplaced anger gets directed right to you. So I don't know if anybody else has experienced this, but it is a thing. And it does happen on a regular basis, and sometimes people are aware of this and they see it, and so they try to snuff out the flame, and other people are not aware about this, and then you've got two people fighting back and forth, yelling and screaming, when really the original reason for the trigger was never addressed to begin with. Sometimes still hasn't been. So your best bet is silence, or not feeding the flame. If you know that talking to a person one-on-one is not going to get you anywhere because of the fact that they're reluctant and they don't wish to talk to you in any way but to demean you or to lower you in some way and not take any self-accountability, do not approach the situation with that. Your best bet is to keep your distance and to keep any information to yourself if they're trying to start some argument or fight with you. And basically, it's not worth your time or energy. Even trying to stand up for yourself when you know you're in the right. When you know you haven't done anything wrong. When you know you're trying to get to a solution to something, but they refuse to get there with you, or they don't want it to at all. And they'll even go so far as to not allowing other people to get to any sort of solution as well. You know what I'm saying? Those individuals that are like, oh, I'm not going to be okay with that. I'm not on board with that. And then the moment somebody else speaks up and they have a different opinion, and they're trying to convince that other person to join them and not do any self-improvement, not do any healing either, and then give them bullshit reasons why they don't have to heal. That kind of thing. So it's like not only now are they speaking for themselves, now they're speaking for another person. If a person wants to heal, they'll heal. If a person doesn't want to heal, they won't heal. I myself, posting these videos, don't expect shit from anybody other than that you should love yourself, put yourself first, and definitely do the best that you can to make your situation better, to heal those things, get the clarity and closure so that you're no longer triggered by certain things in life or other people. I'm not holding a gun to your head. I'm not forcing this down anybody's throat. This is a channel. You come across it. And by the way, thank you very much to those who have subscribed, newly subscribed. I really, truly appreciate you guys. I haven't posted a video I haven't posted a video recently, actually, showing my gratitude. But thank you. I have been very busy lately, and I want to say I truly appreciate all the energetic love that you send me, support, any donations you send me, anything like that that's going to help this channel keep going. Regardless if there's people that are hating on me or people that want to silence me or shut me up, or my own family that is in disagreement with what it is that I'm trying to do here, and thinks that it's wrong, I'm going to continue making videos. I'm going to continue speaking the truth and trying to share what knowledge that I have learned or what lessons I have learned throughout my healing journey, because I think it's very important. Peach juice is good, by the way. And do your best to stay calm. This is something I learned from a few other people. When I used to be in my karmic state and go off in rage or get angry or upset about something, normally it was through communication if people left me out in the cold, and then I get mad when I confronted them. But keeping completely silent and letting them go through their rage state, regardless of whatever reason it is, because in their minds it's justified, stay calm, stay quiet in that moment. The moment you start speaking to defend yourself is just going to add more fuel to the flame. It's best just to let it blow over, because all that misplaced anger, they need to get it out. Understand this. You may not be fully deserving of it. I don't think anybody really is when it comes to misplaced anger, but you have to understand the situation. So if that's a bit of advice I can give, please just stay calm when somebody's directing that misplaced anger at you. And you don't have to retaliate. You do not have to defend yourself or speak up at that moment in time. Wait till it blows over, if anything. Okay? Have a good weekend.